Welcome to Couch's Corner. I'm your host, Axel Malibu, and today on Couch's Corner, we're going to talk about something that probably every American on the American state loves, and that is good old pizza. And with me today to talk about pizza is my good friend, Kevron McKool. Kevron, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you.
All right. So, Kev, pizza, an absolute delight. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, when you're hanging out with your friends at a sleepover, when you're watching the game, anytime. It's such a universal bit of food, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite foods. I'll eat it anytime, anywhere, any climate.
Any climate.
Yeah.
That's great.
When it's cold, when it's hot. I mean, even when the pizza's cold, when the pizza's hot.
Oh, sure.
Doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what we have here today is some good old Papa Ginos here today. Not any kind of product placement or anything like that, but we have some
delicious Papa Ginos.
Papa Ginos. You have cheese.
I do. You have
I got some
pepperoni.
So, tell me, Kev,
Yes.
do you like cold pizza or hot pizza?
I would prefer hot pizza, but I'll eat either. But I mean, that's kind of a wishy-washy answer. But I'll say hot pizza. Hot pizza's for me.
Yeah. I cannot eat cold pizza.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I just can't eat cold pizza. It's the weirdest
Lukewarm,
thing.
like maybe sitting on the counter for an hour or so. Is that
Not even
okay?
that. No. I have to pop it in the microwave and nuke it.
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. See, some pizzas, not every pizza you can have cold. I mean, I'd like to think I've had my fair share of pizza, and again, all different kinds of temperatures.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Some pizza places, their pizza just is not good cold. I would not recommend it. You'd stay away from it, almost. Some places, I like the on the counter, just a couple hours after you get it, you remember it's still there, and it's like, I'm kind of hungry again, I'll grab another slice. And it's still just as good.
Understandable. I gotcha. So, Kev, let's talk a little bit about possibly maybe the history of pizza. I think it's kind of a universal thing to know that pizza, granted it's known as being an Italian food, I don't believe that pizza is from Italy whatsoever. I think it was created in Brooklyn or something like that, right?
That's what I've heard,
Yeah. I don't think that this is any way, shape, or form an authentic Italian food.
I don't think so either. I think it's American at heart.
It's American, yeah. So, I mean, if you and I took a plane to Italy tomorrow and we went to a place and asked the waiter for some pizza, he'd probably be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
They'd probably have some European version by now.
I suppose so.
10 years ago, they'd be like, we have no clue what this is.
Possibly.
You're making this pizza thing up.
Yeah. So let's see here. What can we go here? So let's talk about toppings real quick. Now,
Sure.
I see you're a big cheese guy yourself.
I do love cheese. It's just the basic way to go.
Classic.
No one doesn't like cheese pizza except maybe those who are lactose intolerant. But I think if they are, they're eating the wrong kind of food. But it's a good way to go. Probably if I had to put a topping on there, barbecue chicken. Love barbecue chicken pizza.
That's funny. I was talking to one of my friends earlier today, and she loves barbecue chicken pizza. And I've had it a couple different places.
Yeah.
Kind of depends. Some places have it a little bit better than others, but I'm not like wild about it. Some people, it's like, hey man, you want to watch a movie and get a pizza tonight? Okay, great. What kind of pizza you want? Everybody, first thing they always want to say nowadays is like barbecue chicken pizza. It seems to be like the number one thing.
It's rising. It's gaining popularity.
I suppose so.
And it's one of those things where you can go to certain places like California Pizza Kitchen, which is a little more of a gourmet style pizza place.
Yeah.
And they have a good barbecue chicken pizza. Or you can go to your local shop and get a barbecue chicken pizza. And the thing I like about that, specifically a few places around here, where we live, is they basically take like a chicken finger, the breaded chicken, they just cut it up, some barbecue sauce on it. That's good to me.
That does the trick for you, huh?
And the nice thing too is it's not quite like a deep dish pizza, but it's still like a thick thick pizza.
Now there's a place right off of Park Ave, I believe, or Gold Star, I should say, in Worcester, and it's a place called Wayne's. I go there with our buddy Chris. And their barbecue chicken is really good. And what I like about it is it's not like that. It's like they like shred the chicken. It's almost like they go buy a $5 cluck and they shred up the chicken meat.
Really?
And I think like they shred it up and then they mix it all up like in a bowl with barbecue sauce and then they lay that out on the pizza.
So it's kind of like if you ever had like pulled pork.
Yeah, exactly.
Except they did that with chicken. That sounds really good.
It is really good. And what I like is like you don't have like you don't have that chicken finger breading on there or any of that bologna. It's very good.
Some places, if you have like the large pieces of chicken or something like that, it'll kind of weigh it down if the crust or the dough isn't thick enough.
Yeah, now, there's been a lot of wild different pizzas coming out these days, like at Papa Ginos. They've got when they have like one that's like a lasagna, one that's a macaroni and cheese pizza.
Like they're putting pasta on.
Oh yeah, meatball
pizza.
And pasta meatball pizza.
They did that, which I haven't tried myself, but I've heard the macaroni and cheese one. My girlfriend loves that one.
Oh yeah, she does.
She's gaga about it. But some places will just do insane things. There's a place off Shrewsbury Street called, I think, like Munchies or something, that just has like really, really kind of zany, almost itis-y food, where it's like that real crazy kind of comfort food that you'll just fall asleep after. Like one pizza has like peanut butter incorporated in it, and it's like, I've heard it's not bad, so I don't know. People
crazy.
getting really crazy.
Weird. Now, there's several different kinds of pizza that are out there. You've got your regular classic, like Papa Ginos. You got the real deep dish stuff, the real thick stuff.
Yeah.
There's also Greek style, which a lot of places incorporate these days, where you have a lot of crust. It's really fluffy and crispy outside, and then you got you got a lot of cheese usually on there with like a sweet sauce. What like of all the different kind of pizzas that are out there, how would you rate? Let's say like those three. How would you rate them from best to least?
I would go traditional, number one, like the kind we're having now. I would go Greek and then deep dish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about yourself?
I'm not even joking you. I would say deep dish number one.
Okay.
There's a place, which I'll probably get into a little bit later. There's a place in the center of Westboro called Sabatini's. They call it their Sicilian, and it's this thick deep dish pizza. And it's to die for. I'd say that, and then traditional, and then Greek. I'm not saying like I don't dislike Greek. I actually really like Greek, but
just given those three.
Oh yeah.
Now, there's some places that have the deep dish pizza where they basically just, it's a really thick, they really have a lot of dough. And then there's like, the Chicago style deep dish pizza. Have you ever, like, do you mean like that kind where it's like the layers of, it's almost like a cake of pizza?
Sure. I've actually never had that style. I would love to. I don't know any places around here that do that. I've had the one where it's just, it's like an inch and a half of crust basically, or dough, however you want to call it. That's all that I've had.
I've actually never had that either, and I consider myself
Pizza
very
aficionado?
I guess that's a way to say it. I like my pizza. And I'll try any kind of pizza. Yeah.
What would you say is one of the weirdest pizzas you've ever seen?
One of the weirdest pizzas. Man, that's a...
Weirdest pizzas that you've ever had, let's say, instead. One you've actually tasted.
Man, I really could not tell you. I haven't tried one with peanut butter.
Well, me neither.
I mentioned that.
You ever had Hawaiian before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hawaiian's good.
That would be my weirdest, because to me that's just so bizarre, having the pineapple, having a fruit on pizza to me is just, that's bananas. I'm in the Twilight Zone here, Right.
Yeah. But that one, it's strange how, that kind of pizza is popular. It's on everyone's menu. So
yeah, you're right. It sure is.
I don't know. Maybe, I guess the Papa Ginos had one with spaghetti on top. I didn't try it, but that just looks the weirdest.
I tried it. I don't know. It doesn't even taste like you're actually having pizza. It's kind of like with the mac and cheese. I feel like if you're having pizza, you need dough, tomato sauce, and cheese.
Right.
And you have to have at least those three elements to make the pizza.
Yeah, you can put anything else you want on top, but
because like I think the mac and cheese pizza is just dough, mac and cheese, and I think that's it.
okay.
I don't think
that's kind of
no tomato sauce, no mozzarella. You know what I mean?
right.
So, but in any case, let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite pizza places. You have any place that, like you say, like, you always usually have a hankering for this pizza place or anything like that? Or how would you, or let's say pizza, like, you know what, let's talk about pizza chains, and then we'll talk about like the little mom and pop brick and mortar places.
Sure.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about chains. We've got Papa John's, Papa Ginos,
Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesar.
Little Caesar.
Little Caesar. I don't know too many other chains other than that.
There's always one on TV, but there's none around here. We call it
The buffet style one?
Yeah, but I always see commercials, but there's none around here.
Yeah, I don't think there are any.
They have like a cookie pizza or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And I've never tried there, but I mean, it's one of those. It's got to be regional kind of thing.
I suppose.
Like
Sonic.
Papa Ginos is regional to New England.
That's right. It's funny. I didn't realize that until just recently. That's why they always have stuff that relates to the Pats or the Sox or Bruins, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I think our buddy from Texas, our buddy John from Texas, who hopefully we'll get on the show someday, he said there's no Papa Ginos down there.
Yeah, he misses the crap out of Papa Ginos. But those, out of all those, I think Papa Ginos is my favorite. Although I don't know if you'd consider it a chain, because again, it's also regional, but it's not as popular as Papa Ginos is Pizzeria Regina, which, I mean, they have a lot. It's based out of Boston. That's where they have the original one in the North End, I believe. And they're in malls kind of around here, and
food courts, things like that.
Food courts, yeah. That one's probably my favorite if you want to consider that a chain. But I guess either way, you could kind of, it's on both sides.
Gotcha.
It's a chain because there's a lot of locations, but it's only in Massachusetts, so it could be considered independent, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, I understand what you're getting at.
I think because of the multiple locations, we could classify it as a chain.
I suppose so. Yeah. All right. Cool. When it comes to chains, I'd probably have to say what we have right now. Papa Ginos, hands down, favorite chain.
What's your least favorite chain?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Not to put any down, but
no. Let's see. That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Domino's at all. To me, Domino's feels like the fast food version of pizza. You know what I'm saying? It's like if McDonald's had sold pizza, it would be Domino's.
Okay.
You know what I'm getting at? Like it's kind of weird to think of. You think of like quality or taste or whatever. Like Papa Ginos is number one. I'd probably say probably Papa John's underneath there. Pizza Regina there, and then probably Domino's is down there somewhere. How about you?
Well, I know a lot of people who would say Domino's as well. I think part of it also has to do with the fact that in high school, the high school that we went to, it seemed like they would buy enough Domino's to last the entire year at the beginning of the year, and then just freeze it and reuse it throughout the year because it just got progressively worse and worse. I kind of like Domino's though. Call me crazy, I kind of like it. I would say my least favorite out of all those chains is probably Pizza Hut.
Oh, really?
I may have only ever had one positive experience at a Pizza Hut.
No kidding.
It's either like the atmosphere is terrible, or it's just the food is so terribly inconsistent. Like, I can't tell you how many times the breadsticks have been the best part of the meal, and even they, even they were like a 5 or 6 out of 10. So
that's too bad.
Yeah, I would have to rate them my lowest chain.
I haven't been to a Pizza Hut since I was probably that tall,
There's
So.
not many around here, but there may be a reason for that.
Same thing with Little Caesars. There's only one.
There is, yeah.
Down off of Route 20 there on the Shrewsbury-Worcester line.
There's two, actually.
Where's the other one?
There's one by the Chuck E. Cheese that you're talking about. There's one on Shrewsbury Street. Yeah.
Get out. I had no idea.
No. But they have that thing where it's like $5 for a pizza because they have ready-made pizzas. For $5, I mean, it's not the freshest pizza, but it's not like it's old or anything.
Right.
It's probably just been sitting out for about 10 minutes.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Well, funny enough, because I think about like where I work. I work in Wellesley, and there is a pizza place there called Camella's, and Camella's is somewhat a chain now because it was like a regular mom and pop, but they have, if I recall, I think they have 11 locations now, and they have this deal where it's a $5 large cheese pizza. That's sort of their claim to fame, and it's not like a hot and ready where it's just it's frozen or whatever. I mean, literally, it's as fresh made as anything else. But that's their thing, and they get an insane amount of orders for birthday parties, events, functions, you name it. That's probably one of the biggest things that they sell, these $5 cheese pizzas.
Wow.
And that's sort of like their thing. There aren't any around this area. They're all in. They're all out towards Norfolk County, towards Boston, that area out there, Waltham and stuff like that. And their pizza is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. I've just had so many of those $5 cheese. I'm kind of like, kind of getting numb to them. But
Sure.
and I've never had anything else ever from. I've never had a pizza with a topping from there before.
Just $5 cheese pizza.
Yeah.
You can't really go wrong, I guess, with that.
Yeah.
Except when you just become numb to it, where it's just like another thing I'm eating.
It's kind of what it's getting to. But because I want to get some pizza from there with toppings or some different specialty. I would love to try their barbecue chicken pizza, anything like that. One of these days, because I mean I like their stuff. I just want to try like their chicken parm or anything else they've got.
Yeah.
So hey, since we are both pretty much down to the crust areas here on our pizzas, let's talk about crust a little bit.
Okay.
There's a lot of different kinds of crust. Obviously, there's a real thin stuff where it's like practically like thin like cracker, wafer thin bread. There's regular stuff like this. Usually when you get the deep dish, it's like huge. It's like holding a baseball bat.
Right.
Some of them are injected with cheese.
Some are injected with other things. Like sometimes I've seen some places that'll put like pepperoni in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're like little bite things that pop. Something like Domino's does that, or
Maybe.
whomever.
One of the chains.
Who was it? Was it Domino's? Somebody now puts like garlic stuff. They like brush a garlic stuff on their crust. I think it's Domino's.
I think it is.
Maybe. And the only thing is, like, I like it because it tastes great. But you go to pick up your pizza and you do this, and it gets all over your hands.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to eat that? And you always need
Super-
napkins and wash your hands.
It's just more grease on the pizza, pretty much.
I know.
But having had my fair share of crusts, my ideal crust is, I'd say this Papa Ginos pizza is a good example. It's not too large. It's not too small. It's a little crunchy, but not overly crunchy. Because that's one thing I hate, is when it's like it's a lot of crust and it's really crunchy on the outside and just like really doughy on the inside. I don't like the contrast too much. So I'd say this is my ideal crust right here. It's pretty good.
Man, I hate when you have like an ultra crispy crust, like one that's been cooked too much, and you go and you bite into it, and there's crumbs flying like fireworks everywhere.
I've cut my lip on too crunchy of a crust before.
Same stuff,
It's terrible.
Same stuff. Unbelievable. Oh my God. But is there any pizza place or any kind of pizza where you've ever said that you like the crust more than the actual pizza?
I don't think so. I don't think I have.
Is there any pizza that you find tastes better the second time, like when you reheat it in the oven or whatever, the second time more than when you had it when it was fresh?
I would say Papa John's. I like it. It's just as good as fresh. If you cook it just the right amount. But that's the only one. Papa Ginos is good. A lot of it's like you just have to figure out the right cooking temperature. You don't want it to like come out and be scalding hot again. But you don't want it still to be frozen.
Yeah. Gotcha. How do you like to hold your pizza? Normally, do you just hold it the regular way? A lot of people like to do the fold, make a little pizza taco out of it.
It'll depend on the size, but I'm a big just you pick it up.
Good old fashioned.
If it's big or if the dough is really thin, then I'll fold it. My girlfriend, who's grew up. Her parents are New Yorkers, so they're used to New York pizza, big slices. She, no matter what pizza is, she'll fold it. It's just how she was brought up. I love her. That style's not for me.
You ever had Sal's Pizza?
Sal's Pizza.
They're out of the Boston area.
I don't think I have.
Their pizza is, they're clean. You watch any of their commercials, they're like, oh man, our slices are like this big, man. They're huge, man. I mean, it's like if you took a pizza and just cut it into thirds,
yeah,
they give you like the whole third of the pie.
Really?
You know?
I'll have to try that because let me tell you a quick story about the best pizza I ever had. I forget the name of the place, which is really terrible, but I was with my girlfriend and we were visiting her cousin in Philadelphia, of all places. And we were looking to get something for dinner, or even just like a late lunch. And her cousin was like, we have to go to this place. They have the best pizza. You can only buy it by the slice, or you can buy a whole pizza. And they only have cheese and pepperoni. That's it. That's all you can order. And you just go in. It's this little place. You go down this little hallway, and it kind of opens up. There's no place to sit. It's very... I guess traditional New York in a sense, because you go to New York pizzerias, they don't have a huge selection. You can buy it by the slice, and it's just counter space basically. So we go in, and they're like, well, we'll just all get slices. And I was thinking, I'm pretty hungry. I can eat a lot of pizza. Why don't we get a whole pizza? We'll take it back to your house, whatever. And her cousin was like, I don't think that's a good idea. Because you should see the size of these slices. And like that, one slice in itself is a meal. And I was like, okay, we'll see. So we get a large pizza, which is traditionally about 8 slices. They had to fit it into 2 pizza boxes.
What?
Because the pieces were so big and they were so doughy. Like they were just cooked perfectly. You can tell that obviously they've been around for a while. They only have the 2 styles because that's just what they do. The biggest slices I ever had, I had 2 and I didn't eat for like a day and a half. Like I muscled through 2 slices and I was just like, I don't ever want to eat again. But it was so good. And I went back and read online part of their secret and their sauce. I mean, not only have they been around and it's what they do. In their sauce, they put a little bit of grape jelly to give it kind of a sweet taste. And it, like I said, the best pizza I ever had.
Wow, cool story.
Yeah.
That's great.
The slices were freaking huge.
Oof.
Like, if you can finish 1, then that's good. And I finished 2, and that, oh man, my stomach was unforgiving with that.
Wow. So they were just a little local mom and pop kind of a place, huh?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of mom and pop places, is there any place locally around the Worcester area that you really like?
I'm actually a big fan of Pepperoni Express. I've only had them a couple times, but they've been really good. They have good subs. They're kind of all around good.
Cool. Awesome.
And I also like Golden's Pizza.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, they have probably one of my favorite barbecue chicken. And it helps that at one of my jobs, it's right across the street from Golden's Pizza, so I get it all the time. How about yourself? Favorite mom and pop
My
place?
favorite mom and pop place, hands down, definitely Sabatini's in the center of Westboro. Been going there for a long time, and I know the people who run the place pretty good. They kind of know each other by name and that kind of thing. And they're they try to go for a little more of like an authentic thing. Their pizza's pretty thin, and they have like a lot of spicy kind of stuff on there. Not like like peppers, but I mean like their pizza has a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah.
And it's usually cooked a little bit more than normal, and the pizza's really good. Like I said, my favorite is they have this Sicilian pizza there with the crust is huge, and you got like a ton of dough and all that, and it's really good stuff.
Nice.
And I've never had a bad meal from there. I've had the other stuff, the meatballs are to die for, and all that stuff. But I really like their food over there. Good stuff.
I think that's a good sign of a good pizza place. Is not only do they make the pizza the way that you want it, but just their all-around menu. It's like they know how to do. The garlic bread is good. If you're not in the mood for pizza, their subs are good.
Yeah, there's always places that don't have a good ratio.
Well-rounded.
Yeah, like you'll get a pizza place where the grinders are real good, but the pizza's lousy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but
some places, they were good at one point. They just kind of went downhill. Like place I went to all the time as a kid, Dean Park Pizza.
Oh yeah.
Loved that place, and we kind of went less and less, and just stopped going at some point where it's just wasn't as good.
Yeah, no.
It made me sad.
Totally understand you.
A lot of good childhood memories there. The hamburger pizza.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Was really good. I don't remember why I liked it so much, but it was really good.
Oh man. Well, we are just about out of time. I'm just about out of pizza here. You're almost out of pizza.
Me too.
Well, it was great having you on the show today, dude.
It was great to be here.
Awesome, great. Yeah, it's your first time on Couch's Corner, right?
It is, and what a better topic.
I know, huh?
Got dinner and a conversation.
Yeah. Well, I hope all you folks out there at home really enjoy this episode, and go out and get yourself a pizza, and we'll see you next time right here back on Couch's Corner.